We're off!
Good morning. It is 7:32 a.m.
Oh, we're 2 minutes late. All right, I'm gonna get going.
We are officially kicking off our East Coast road trip. We're heading out. Our first stop is going to be in Kingston, Ontario. So it's actually a pretty short drive. We're driving about 4 hours to get to Kingston, and we're actually going to be spending a couple of days in Kingston, checking out a hip camp cabin up there, and also getting some work done.
Okay, so this is like a multi-year planning trip, okay? Like, I think we first planned this, we first talked about this pre-pandemic, and during the pandemic, we kind of talked about it, and it's finally happening. And this time, we're true van lifers. We're gonna be working while we drive.
Also, we made some changes to Vansky. If you saw, or if you haven't seen our last video, check out some of the upgrades we made. But we'll see how this new setup works because we've organized things a little bit differently. All right, as per usual, take a look at the driving scenery. Hello, hello. Well, we have been driving for how long now? A couple hours?
Oh, good God, 3 hours.
3 hours. We hit a lot of traffic once we got to Mississauga and going all through Toronto, which I mean was to be expected. We are now in what Andy says is Newcastle. I don't know about that, but that's okay.
We're almost at Newcastle.
We are almost at Newcastle. We do actually have one roadside stop that we're making before we continue on to Kingston. We are going to, for the first time ever, stop at the Big Apple, which is that giant red apple off of the highway in Coburg. And we're gonna go there to see what kind of apple treats that they have, maybe buy something so we can eat some food because we haven't eaten anything today. And then we're gonna continue on our way to Kingston. There hasn't been really too much to show you guys because it's really just highway driving right now. So, I mean, if you want, here's some more 401 footage. All right, we're in Coburg. Tell us how you feel about driving on the 401 in Southern Ontario, Andy.
It's awful. It's got to be some of the most boring places in the world. Yeah, the world.
Well, there you have it, guys. Always keeping it real on Tia and Andy vacation days here. It is not all fun and beauty. There is always going to be some boring parts to travel. I personally am enjoying this other side of the 401. There's a lot of trees. I mean, it's definitely not like driving in BC, that's for sure, but it beats city traffic. I've been telling Andy this entire time that he's gonna be able to see the giant apple from the road. We're apparently 5 minutes out, we still can't see it. He's questioning me on what I'm talking about. Why hasn't he seen this giant apple yet?
I mean, I can like turn the camera around right now because I can see this.
Okay, there's a sign. We've got a sign. Big Apple.
But like, I'm imagining a giant apple that I can see off.
It is. It's like a James and the Giant Peach situation, but with an apple. I swear it's there. It's literally right off the highway, right off of the 401. You take exit 25, and it's right there. I'm not sure why we are not able to see it yet. Oh, I see a giant flag.
Yeah, giant flag.
Is it here maybe? Okay, see, Big Apple Drive. It's literally, it even has its own road. Okay, see, it's like a James and the Giant Peach situation, but with an apple. Do you smell the apple and cinnamon?
Oh, I do actually. I didn't. Well, here we are, the Big Apple. There's a lineup, so let's go see.
Andy just said we look like dorks with the same sweater, but it was literally his idea to make the matching sweaters. Okay, so this has way more than I was expecting. I thought it was just gonna be some like baked goods with apples, but they've got hot foods, they've got some cold foods to go, they have a whole bunch of pastries, they have jams and jellies and maple things. Sorry, I'm like looking around to see, they even have fresh apples. I don't know, there's a lot to choose from. We gotta figure out what we wanna buy. All right, so far we picked up a cinnamon twist and an apple fritter. We're seeing what else there is. Andy loves coffee cake, so we're gonna try this apple walnut coffee cake. I think we have enough food. We don't have a lot of space in the van, so it's time to check out.
All right, after you check out, head left, out the door, up the stairs.
Oh, it's right here.
So you can take a look at the giant apple. There is a mini putt course.
There's lots to do here. If we had time, I'd say let's go mini putting, but we don't. Let's go see this apple though.
Okay, I get it. It's just one big red glob, but if you go to the front, here we go. Right in front of this giant apple, who is so happy to see you. Oh yeah. What's he looking at? Oh, the Canadian flag. Hello, Mr. Apple.
Like honestly, with the road trips that we do, I feel like we can make a compilation video of all of the giant things that we've seen on the side of the road.
Is it just Canadians, or do we really like giant things?
Okay, we're gonna do this just for the future. If you want to see all the giant things you can see on the side of the road in Canada, click here.
Maybe someday that will be populated. I know there's a giant ball of yarn in Ontario too.
That's hilarious.
Anyways, giant apple.
So apparently you can go inside of the apple. That's what we were met with when we walked in. There's also stairs that take you up to an observation deck, so let's see what it's about.
Observe!
I mean,
okay, kind of cool.
we're on top of a giant apple. Pretty hilarious. Oh my god, there's the stem of it.
Probably can burn a couple hours here with the family if you came, but for us, it's gonna be like 20 minutes.
Random things you find off the highway.
All right, let's get back to the van.
We may not have thought through this whole "this is my road trip" sweater situation very well. Maybe instead we should have made "this is my road trip" shirt, because it is hot now. We stepped outside for what, maybe 20 minutes, and we were both sweating.
It's hot.
It is hot. Anyway, we just did our first gas stop, and we are now heading back on the highway to continue on the road to Kingston. But we picked up our apple treats, so we're gonna try some of these out because we are getting hungry. All right, so we got 3 things to try. We got this apple cinnamon twist. we've got an apple fritter, which seems to be a popular thing just across all over Ontario. We also had apple fritters, really good ones on our West Coast road trip. And then we got Andy this apple walnut coffee cake because he loves coffee cakes. So Andy, what do you want to try first?
Try the twist.
Starting with the twist.
Or should we end with the twist?
Nope, you're starting with it. All right. And? It smells cinnamony.
It's not bad.
I think this is gonna be my favorite.
It's not bad. All right, let's try the fritter. The fritter isn't bad either. I don't think Gia's gonna love it though. It has some walnuts in it.
I'll reserve my comments. Okay, the last thing we're gonna try a bite of is this coffee cake. I don't know how we're gonna really get at this.
Just gonna have to like rip some off.
Oh, here, take a bite, Andy.
The whole cake.
All right, rankings.
All right, one bite reactions. I actually like the twist the least, which is kind of crazy because I thought that one was going to be my favorite. But this thing,
Coffee cake?
yep, had I really like the walnuts in it, but the fritters are actually really good as well. So I would give those either 1 or 2. Take your pick. And then very, very close afterwards, the cinnamon twist. You?
Twist is for sure my favorite. Very simple. Fried dough, sugar, cinnamon. Number 1. I'd say probably, it's really a toss-up for second place with both the cake and the fritter. I think it depends on my mood. Right now, I think I'm in more of a sweet mood, so I would say the fritter. But let's say like we had just eaten and we're enjoying a coffee after dinner, then I would go with the coffee cake.
That's my differentiation as well. If I'm having a coffee, definitely the coffee cake. Nice and moist, delicious with a nutty flavor. We're here. Time to get to work.
We're not actually quite at our destination yet, but we've just entered Kingston. Today's plans, we are heading to the library in Kingston because we do actually need to get some work done, and libraries have free Wi-Fi. So we're gonna head there for a few hours, get some work done, and then we unfortunately are not kicking off this trip with sleeping in the van because we have some big work days or long work days ahead of us this week, so that we can really spend more time the rest of the trip kind of working a little bit less. So we are heading to a cabin that does have Wi-Fi as well, and we're going to be spending a couple nights there before we really kind of get out of Ontario. So that's the plan.
But that is kind of like the whole van life thing, right? Like you do what you need to do. Right now, we need a little bit. We need to be a little bit more stable, so we can be a little bit more flexible in the next week. So that's what we're gonna do.
We have officially arrived at the Kingston Public Library. They have like a lot of branches. We're at one that's closer to the cabin we're gonna be staying at. One thing that we have to do first is plug our fridge into the Blue Eddy. So when we drive, we plug it into the car, but when we're parked, we don't want to drain the battery, so we plug it into the Blue Eddy so that it stays cool. And now Andy's just grabbing our backpacks so we can head into the library here and get some work done.
Hi. Okay, we're out of the library. We can check in now. How was your first library working experience?
Okay, so I definitely was hoping there was going to be a couple of private rooms or more private rooms that we could use, because for the calls that I take with my work clients, I have to talk. So I ended up sitting on their little like outdoor, I don't know, windowed in porch. It was actually okay. My work laptop would not connect to their Wi-Fi, but I don't think that's a library problem. I think it's a me problem. So I had to tether from my phone, which kind of sucked. We'll have to sort that out. But I don't know, it's kind of exciting. I don't like, normally I'm very particular about being like in my own workspace with my giant monitors. But this was kind of fun.
What would you say if I told you that everyone in the library can hear you?
Could they actually?
Yeah.
Well, sucks for them, I guess. Was I loud?
Yeah, I could hear you clearly.
Great, that's great. Hopefully our next libraries have some rooms we can use. I was even trying to be quiet.
We're gonna need to come back on Friday for checkout time, so, you know.
Well, where are we going now?
We're going to the cabin.
We are going to the cabin.
Yeah, which means we're just gonna toss our stuff randomly in there and hope it doesn't die. Hey, let's go.
Just parked Vansky. And we're here.
Oh, this is so cute.
Tiny Teal Cabin.
There's a
keypad. But it wasn't locked?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, well.
Okay. Oh my god, this is so cute! And there's an upstairs. Okay. All right, we will catch you in a bit when food's ready.
Steaky for dinner with mashed potatoes and salad. Alright, so this is our first day on the road trip. We ended up in Kingston, and honestly it wasn't that adventurous, other than the fact that we were both very excited to be on the road again. The rest of the night didn't amount to much. It was some planning onto what we were doing in the Maritimes, and having dinner and
hot tubbing.
Oh, hot tubbing. Yeah.
Showering.
So, yeah, just a relaxing day. So far, this cabin has been very, very nice. Very relaxing.
However, not gonna lie, I prefer to be in the van.
Yeah, it is very hot in here. No AC, just a fan, bigger space. So van would have been a lot more comfortable. Maybe we will sneak in there later today. Who knows? Any whoosios, I think it's time to call it good night.